Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Terminator Salvation T-R.I.P action figure set by Playmates. This figure set was originally released around 2008, 2009, I'm not sure when, but I purchased this set in early 2011 at a Toys R Us. Now Toys R Us has been clearancing out the Terminator Salvation line for the past year, almost a year and a half. And I didn't purchase this set until recently, only because I had purchased the T1 earlier, and I was not really impressed with that figure set. And I did not really want to pay the $10 that this set was originally going for. I did not even want to pay the $5 that Toys R Us had reduced the sets down to. And I waited until Toys R Us further reduced the price of the 6-inch scale figures down to $2.49. Now, taking a look at the figure here in the package, you can see that this is the 6-inch scale version of the T-R.I.P. The R.I.P. standing for Resistance Infiltrator Prototype. And this is a prototype to the T800. And as you can see here, there's pretty much very little difference between this and the T800. I think the only difference between the T-R.I.P. and the T800 is that the T800 has the organic skin. I think they share the same endoskeleton, so I guess you could pose this guy as a T800 without the skin. And you can see that the T-R.I.P. carries a couple accessories. It carries a pipe and a blaster there. And speaking of pipes, this guy has light pipe eyes. Taking a look here at the back of the package, you can see a description here of Terminator Salvation. You can see a T1 here, a T-R.I.P. there. And down below you can see a T600, Marcus, and a T700. Now, we'll be right back and have the T-R.I.P. out of the package. Okay, we have the T-R.I.P. out of the package, and first off we'll go ahead and take a look at the accessories. First up, we'll take a look at the pipe. And it's made of I guess bendable plastic, painted silver to resemble a metallic pipe here. It's got some damage you can see onto, well, you can't see it there, but you can see some of the damage wear on there, on the pipe. It's even threaded on there. It's kind of cool at one end there. And solid at the other end. It's not hollowed out in there. It's pretty interesting. It's a pipe. Next accessory we'll take a look at is the more interesting blaster there. And this one has a lot of details sculpted into it. It's actually kind of neat. Let me get into the focus there. And it does have a scope. I'm not sure why a pistol would need a scope, but it does have one. Yeah, I just really like the sculpted detail on this. And the T-R.I.P. can wield both the pistol and the pipe fairly well. The hands on the T-R.I.P. are made of a soft plastic, so you can actually bend the fingers in and out to accommodate the grip on both the pistol and the pipe on there. Now, taking a look at the T-R.I.P., and I was not expecting much after my experience with the T1, and as you can see here, right out of the package, playing with the joints, the shoulder joint on the right arm just snapped off and broke right there. And I was not totally surprised by it. I was expecting the less than high quality of these figures produced by Playmates. And taking a look at the figure, it is nicely detailed. You can see some of the details on these. On the chest area here, some of the sculpt details. You can see all these pistons throughout the endoskeleton here. and it's kind of neat to have all these tiny little details. You can see some more pistons here. The pistons on the bicep here, you can see it's filled in with plastic in between the gaps there. I guess to make it more solid and less prone to breakage, even though they didn't really put much thought into the strength of this over here. So, all of the pistons throughout the body are pretty much static, except for a few places, like over here in the lower torso. When you actually twist it at the waist, the pistons actually kind of move up and down a little bit, or really back and forth, but they make it to look like they work, and it's kind of neat. This is really made of a soft plastic here at the pistons. And then you got these tubes here, which is kind of neat, made of soft, really soft plastic there. And you can see the tube here is just hanging off, and I'm going to glue this back on later on. Taking a look here at the head sculpt, you can see some of the details of the head there. It's actually quite neat, especially at the side of the head. You can see some of the details there. And the eyes do light up, but taking a look at the light piping at the top of the head, the opening is not very wide, so you really need to shine a very bright light or very close to the head to get any light piping effect on the eyes there. Otherwise it's pretty much useless on there. You can see some of the details on the chin and the teeth on there. It's actually kind of neat on this figure. And this figure stands about 6 inches tall, so it's about 6-inch scale, and it's a perfect fit for the Marvel Legends, and is a bit shorter for the DC Universe Classics, which is unfortunate because I was hoping to army build these guys to go with my Cyborg Superman. I was gonna I guess accumulate these guys, have them as part of his army of Manhunters and I guess these cyborgs. I was gonna have these guys pose as cyborgs. They're a little shorter than Cyborg Superman, but I guess passable enough to be fodder for his army. But going over the articulation of this figure, the head does go to the left and right very, very slightly. It doesn't move that much. And when you do, you can see a little bit of the pistons moving there on the neck area. But it's not meant to be moved back and forth too much, otherwise you're going to break it at the base there. So it's not really meant to be moved to the extreme left or right. The arms do go up and down at the shoulder and back, and given the limits with the little pipes or tubing here, it does not go all the way around. The arms do go out and in. The elbows do bend on a hinge joint, and I believe there is a swivel joint just above the elbow, but on this figure it's very stiff, and I'm afraid of breaking this arm off if I do on there. And there's no wrist articulation, unfortunately. The waist, as I showed earlier, does go back and forth a little bit. And the legs are joined at the hip on a hinge swivel joint on there, or it's really just a swivel joint. And it goes up, down, and back. It does not go out. The knees are on a hinge joint and do go bend back and forward. And the feet are on a swivel joint and go all the way around. And you can see some more of the detail of the feet with this ball at the end of the foot there. Overall, it's as I expected, not too high quality. It does have a lot of detail on the sculpt and basic silver paint job. And I'm glad I paid only $2.50, and I did buy several of these guys to army build for my Cyborg Superman. But this is my casual peek into the Terminator Salvation T-R.I.P. action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.